Hi, this is Roger Peterson. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to move to Costa Rica. Get a lot of inquiries from people that visit Costa Rica, they fall in love with the country, and they say, Roger, how can I move to Costa Rica? So let's discuss about the steps that you need to take in order to make your move and your transition into Costa Rican culture successful. This brings us to our first legal topic. How long can you stay in Costa Rica? If you're a citizen of the United States, Canada, and the European Union, you're generally granted a 90-day visa in order to enter Costa Rica as a tourist. So what a great opportunity to spend 90 days in the country to get a feel for the country and see if it's the right fit for you. Yeah, behind me I'm posting a link to the visa requirement list for Costa Rica. That way you can see for yourself, if the country where you're from, what type of visa you require to enter Costa Rica. But like I said, most European Union, US, Canada, you're going to get full 90 days. The next question you got to ask yourself is, what part of the country is most appealing to me? Okay, Costa Rica is very diverse. We've got the Atlantic coast, we've got the Pacific coast, we've got mountains, city, rural. You need to decide after spending time in the country is which of these areas was most appealing to you, because they're all very different. We've got 99 microclimates. So one suggestion I make is, look, take a look at the two maps that are appearing behind me now. One is the temperature and the rainfall in Costa Rica. So based on these maps, you can decide, look, do you like a lot of sunshine? Then go up here in northern Guanacaste. Do you like a lot of rain? Then stay in these blue areas right around here where you're going to see a lot of rainfall. So again, a lot of choices, a lot of options for you, but the only way you're going to be able to determine what is right for you is by spending time here in the country and exploring these different areas of Costa Rica to make sure it's the right fit for you. The first advice is, look, spend some time in the country. And I'm not talking about coming down, you spend 1 week at the beach and then you fall in love and you think you're going to live here for the rest of your life. Look, come down, spend at least 3 months. Pick out the area of the country that's most appealing to you and spend some real time there to see if you're going to adapt to the lifestyle. Are the people going to like you? Are you going to like the people? You need to figure these things out, and the only way is really by spending time in the country. So now that you've decided on the place where you want to live in Costa Rica, the next decision is, are you just going to come in as a tourist and just go back in and out because you're not thinking of living here permanently? Or on the contrary, is this the place where you want to call home and make it your permanent residence? If so, let's look at some of the options that you have for filing residency in Costa Rica. Most of you that are moving for Costa Rica for the first time are going to fall into the temporary residency category. Now this category we have pensionado, rentista, and inversionista. Those are the three main residency categories that we process here in Costa Rica. So let's break these down for you in a little bit more detail each so you can kind of get an overview of what's required to qualify for these categories. So the first category is pensionado. Pensionado is retiree. So if you have a retirement income of Social Security, pension, private pension, government pension, whatever pension it is, as long as it's $1,000 or more, then you're good, you qualify for pensionado. The next category is rentista. If you don't have a pension, but you can provide a letter saying that you're going to receive $2,500 per month in Costa Rica in a stable and irrevocable manner for 2 years, then you qualify for rentista status. And the final category we'll discuss is inversionista. That means investor. This means that if you can invest $200,000 in Costa Rica, it means buying a property, buying a condo, buying any type of real estate will qualify you for inversionista status. Now I have several videos already posted on my website and on YouTube. You can check them out, which I go into much more detail and specifics about how to apply for each of these categories. So be sure to check those videos out if you have more interest in the residency categories of Costa Rica. All right, let's talk a little bit about Costa Rican culture. So there are two key words that should give you an inkling of what Costa Rican culture is about. One you probably already heard of if you spent time in Costa Rica. That is pura vida. What does it mean? Pura vida. It means pure life. That means that Costa Ricans enjoy life to the fullest. There's no details with planning and structure and things like that. It's just go with the flow. The second one is tranquilo. Tranquilo means be calm. Be tranquilo, calm down, take it easy. Okay, so those two words should tell you a lot about Costa Rican culture. First thing that you need to determine is if this type of culture is really going to be for you. You need to see, can you adapt with this type of lifestyle? And many of you, we see a lot of expats over the years, and a lot of them will adapt and many won't. You know, if you're used to structure, used to everything working on time, you're used to following a timeline, these things may drive you crazy in Costa Rica because nobody does. So that's going to conflict and be in contrast with what you're used to, and it may cause you some frustrations. So, you know, bear that in mind as you decide your move to Costa Rica. The first one is the whole concept of mañana. What does that mean, mañana, tomorrow? So you hire somebody to come to repair something in your house, and they say, when are you showing up? Mañana. Now, in Costa Rica, mañana not necessarily means tomorrow. It could be the day after tomorrow. It could be later in the week. It's kind of a moving target. And this drives expats some absolutely crazy. So understand this mañana culture. And if you're good with it, if you're patient, then you're going to be fine in Costa Rica. Another consideration for those that want to move to Costa Rica is healthcare. Now, you know, Costa Rica is one of the best healthcare systems in Latin America. However, if you're coming here with a pre-existing condition, then what you're going to find is that the private system, the private healthcare system, will most likely not insure you if you have pre-existing conditions. And if it does, it's going to be extremely expensive. That means that your only alternative is going to be the Costa Rican public healthcare system. And although it does have some pluses, there are waiting lists and all the typical things that we hear about a socialized medical system. So the quality is good, however, it may not be up to the standards that you're used to in your home country. So take that into consideration. And when you come down and visit, go and visit some of the public healthcare systems and clinics and hospitals in Costa Rica, particularly in the area where you've decided to live. So then you can decide whether that is something that you can live with or not. All right, so let's recap some of the pros and cons about living in Costa Rica. Let's look at the pro side. On the pro side, great weather. To me, it's one of the best climates in the world. Number two, great source of fresh food. Everything grows in Costa Rica. You're going to throw a seed out, it's going to grow. Very tough to starve in Costa Rica. Now let's look at the third one would be the great quality of the people. The Costa Ricans are used to welcoming foreigners, and you're going to find them very friendly towards foreigners. Another positive factor you'll find about Costa Rica is how diverse the expat community is. And what you're going to find is that there are thousands of expats from all over the world making their living here in Costa Rica, which makes it very interesting as they all live together in community. So very diverse, very interesting expat community in Costa Rica. Now, let's turn a little bit and look at the negative sides of living in Costa Rica. And I would say number one would be a higher cost of living. We often hear where other people complain about the high cost of living in Costa Rica compared to other retirement destinations, but you're kind of going to get what you pay for, especially in Latin America, given the turmoil that's going around in many of the areas. Two, the lack of great infrastructure. Now, Costa Rica, as you drive around, you're going to be hitting potholes. There are a lot of dirt roads in the rural areas, and you're wondering what is going on. We definitely have a deficiency in infrastructure, no doubt about it, and the government's working on it, but certainly not fast enough. The other negative we have is the ability to get things done. You're going to find in Costa Rica it's a lot more frustrating to get things done because it's a highly bureaucratic system. Now, of course, there's items that are left off the list. Now, please, if you have experiences on both pro and con, please go ahead and comment and let us know. For me personally, the positives far outweigh the negatives. But the only way you're going to find out if Costa Rica is going to be the right fit for you is to come on down and spend some time in the country.